Hi guys, what's up? Last weekend Bitcoin suffered its lowest weekly close since January. Look at what we mean exactly. This is January, and we had this close right here around 32,275. Okay, this is January 11 as well. We had a higher close here, but right here, last weekend Bitcoin closed below 32k, 31,018 exactly to be precise, and that has led to the dump that we saw this week, the subsequent dump that we're experiencing right now. Okay, we saw Bitcoin go as low as this, but it didn't close right here in May, like May 17, and then we had this upward bounce, and then the downtrend started fully. Right here, we see a close as low as we've not seen since January. Now we're here, coinciding with the Eid el Kabir celebration, the Islamic feast. Now you have to understand that this is a feast where the Islam sacrificed bulls. So you see that it has a symbolic meaning. What were you expecting? The bulls were sacrificed on the altar, and you know that this has to affect the price. I mean, symbolically, it has affected the price of Bitcoin at this point. So we're likely to see further dumps, guys. Nothing to sugarcoat right here. If you look at this, let's switch to the daily candle and see what we have here. This is the chart that we've been looking at for a while right here, and we still expect this to play out. Remember, in the last video, Bitcoin video update we made, we saw this falling wedge, and it had this lower support right here. So we are still expecting this lower support, and if we're gonna have a bounce from there, either we're gonna have a bounce from there, or if Bitcoin breaks below this line and closes below it, then we're likely to see 2220k right now, because you have to measure the height of this from when we broke below the 200 MA on the daily candle up to this point. Okay, that's around 20% drop, and if you measure a similar 20% drop or thereabout, you should have around 22,600. Okay, there's support around this 22,600, but we know that it's not really a strong support. The major support that we will see here is around 20k. So just call it around 2220k. If we don't hold this, if Bitcoin does not hold this line right here, we're likely to see a drop to 20k. So you have to plan yourself well. I mean, there's no need to give you hopium at this point. You've seen clearly that we've been on a downtrend since we broke below the 200 MA on the daily candle. We just go up and bounce and use it as resistance as expected. We've actually used the 20 MA on the daily pretty much as a clean resistance, that if you had been shorting right there, it would have been a clean trade right here. You can see the bounce right here, drop, bounce right here, drop. The same thing happening over. If this breaks right here, we could see huge dumps. And to be honest, this may not happen at once. It could take slowly. We could bleed slowly all the way down to 22 or 20k, as the case may be. So you can see this huge head and shoulder right here. We have the first head and shoulder right here that broke up to this level, and then we see the bigger one that is even much more scarier. This one right here is head and shoulder. If he breaks down, it's still a head and shoulder. And if we go to 20k, there's nothing surprising about this, because this is what the chart is saying. This is what technical analysis is showing. And they say the trend is your friend. If you have not been paying attention, it means that you've been neglecting the trend. The fact that we are on a downtrend and we are just expecting, hoping that somehow a miracle will come for the bulls. But right now, if you are trading, you have to trade with the trend. You have to follow the trend and short the market, or stay away completely if you are not an experienced trader. Another chart I want to show you guys right here is Solana. Sometime a few months ago, when this top happened, I shared this chart with my community, and I told them that this looks really toppy. We were really expecting a bounce, but we see that there's a strong resistance right here. And you can see Solana breaking below this particular support right here. And right now, for the first time, it closed the daily candle below the 200 MA. It's actually flipping to its own bearish season at this point. So yesterday for the first time, it closed below the 200 MA on the daily candle, and you can see the effect, the results here we've had for the dump today. And this dump could likely continue up to $16 or $12. We could see $12 Solana in a couple of months if a downtrend continues for Bitcoin. Of course, every other thing is likely going to follow it. So this is it. This is the situation at this point. So we'll be expecting, we're going to hope for a miracle, of course, but don't count on that. You have to trade the trend. If we don't bounce from this support region right here and break to the upside, like you see my arrow right here for a falling wedge, then we are likely going to see 20K. We're likely going to see 22,600 or 20K Bitcoin. So let me know, guys. Let me know in the comment section. What are you doing? Are you waiting for this? Are you in cash already, or are you still holding your bags? Do you have your funds saved for rainy days, saved for the bottom of the market? Because really, the only exciting thing about a bear market is the bottom, because that's where you got to start buying. All right. Otherwise, you're just gonna keep buying the dips and buying the dips all the way down to the bottom. That may not make so much sense if you know where the bottom is likely to be. So guys, let me know in the comment section what you're doing at this point. Are you going to take a long at this support right here? Are you going to wait for the close to happen or the bounce to happen? If you want to take a long, you have to wait for that reaction. You have to wait for the bounce to happen and give you a sign. If you're going to take a short, you have to wait for the break to happen and close below it before you take a short, unless you're already in a trade, unless you've been already shorting Bitcoin from this 20M right here, which would have made a lot of sense. So guys, if you're new to this channel, if you're watching a video for the first time, please remember to click the subscribe button and like this video. Please like this video so YouTube can spread it and show it to a lot of people who need to see this content. Every other information you need is in the description button on this video, guys. See you in the next video. Cheers.